Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm very excited today because today we are going to look at one of the biggest releases of 2023, and that is the brand new Ping G430 irons. Let's get started. So the Ping G430 irons have replaced the G425s, very much aimed at a lot of standards of golfers. So everything from the higher beginner golfer, higher handicap, all the way down to sort of the mid-teens to even lower teen handicap golfer. The guy that just needs that little bit of forgiveness, but also plenty of distance off an iron. The G series, and in this case the G430, is going to be probably the best iron for them. So whilst we hit a few more shots with these, let's have a little talk about the tech inside the golf club, of which there is quite a lot of new stuff. Not bad. So first off, we have what the club is made of, which is obviously stainless steel. In this case called Hyper 17-4 stainless steel, which apparently is going to allow the face to flex more, which should give us increased ball speeds, increased distances with a higher flight. One of the biggest things you're going to notice with these irons as you look into the back of the club, as you see them on the shelf, is this new badge in the back. What it's called is Pure Flex. It allows the face to flex in 7 different places. And as we've probably heard a lot before, the more the face can flex, the more the ball speed can go up and the more distance you're going to get across the face, not just out the middle. What Ping also says, this badge helps with the feel or the noise of the club, giving it a much more solid and what they call a pleasing feel. So as we look down at the club face behind the ball, it's actually got a more compact shape. So that is deliberately done from Ping with the design. Obviously, most people want to see that little bit more of a compact look behind the ball. The hosel is actually slightly shorter than the previous model, allows the centre of gravity to stay a little bit lower, and this particularly would help with the strikes lower in the club face as well. Not that you can probably see it, but we have got 1 degree more bounce built into the sole. That is there to help with the turf interaction, keeping the turf interaction minimal, which Ping will say will help with the strike. And if you do catch the ball slightly heavy, that added little bit of bounce on the sole should help the club not dig into the floor base. It should help it kind of glide through a little bit better. Certainly noise-wise, it's got a very loud noise to it. Very powerful sounding, very kind of what I would describe as the modern way with irons. Very much solid, firm, loud. As you start to see with a lot of Ping clubs these days, you've got the tungsten weight in the toe of the club, and inside the hosel we've got a weighted shaft tip that is there to give it what's called perimeter weighting, so it puts the weight as far towards the edges as possible. It gives you a more solid, more stable club head on those off-centre shots. So again, seen it for quite a few years now, but you've got the Hydro Pearl finish on the club, so that's designed to try and reduce how much water can stay on the club. Water runs off the face, less water between the club face and ball means you've got more consistency in the spin as well as the flight, so less chance of flyers. And throughout the set of irons, you've actually got stronger loft. So what that means is basically the pitching wedge is now about 41 degrees in loft. And what they've done to try and help that, they've kind of created a series of wedges at the other end of the bag to try and help with gapping. So rather than having a pitching wedge and then a lot of people keep their sound wedge, which is about 56 degrees, you would have a huge gap in loft. So what Ping have now done is created a 45 degree wedge, a 50 degree, a 54 degree and a 58 degree options at that end of the bag, all printed with the number on the bottom, which I think is a great idea because it really shows people better how the wedges should gap together rather than having letters, which I think get a little bit misunderstood sometimes. So I really like that idea from Ping, putting the numbers on the bottom rather than the letters. It's a little bit lower strike. So see if we got that help in the face there. Not bad for distance considering. So G430 across the range, but including in the irons, you've now got what is called the HL, high launch option, which is basically a lightweight version of the G430. It's effectively a much lighter shaft, a much lighter grip and lighter weights in the head Also really suitable for those slower swing speeds. I'm thinking sort of ladies, seniors, and just generally guys and girls with the lower swing speed. And so the guys coming up through the game that aren't quite strong enough yet. Gives you a great kind of set of clubs, a really good brand, a club that's more suitable in weight to your strength. It's worth saying the high launch options of shafts are not interchangeable with the normal heads. I'm just going to hit a couple more just to get some numbers and we'll have a look at the data. Certainly plenty of height, really powerful feeling off the face. I actually quite like the feel. It's a bit more solid, not too much of a crack. Really consistent flight as well. So it's high, but it's certainly still moving forward. So I'm getting good distance out of these clubs. Let's have a look at the numbers and see what's going on. So let's look at the numbers overall. We can see for me actually pretty good in terms of ball speed. Got 115 mile an hour average ball speed, decent launch angle at 20 degrees, good carry overall for me at 163 yards for 7-iron, that's not bad. I'm hovering around the 150 to 160 mark. Backspin's actually pretty good for me at 6,400, which is, you know, probably quite a lot higher than others, but for me those distance power irons really help me with the stronger lofts especially, really help keep the spin for me under control. So I like that, good ball speed, good launch and good backspin, giving me a good carry number there. But I'm getting plenty of height, so I'm certainly seeing that ball coming down, stopping nice and quick. Descent angle of 48.7 degrees, so yeah, definitely coming down nice and steep. So if there's three things I love about these irons, I think for me, the feel off the club face, really nice and powerful. When I hit it out the middle, you can really sense that ball coming off quicker. And obviously the distance is given me, so that's absolutely something to love there. The looks at the club behind the ball, I think look really good. You know, to me, when I look down at that, it doesn't look too big. It's actually quite a nice shape, not a lot of offset. So I think looks behind the ball at address, really, really good. And final thing I really like is the wedge options. Those numbers for the lofts on the bottom of the clubs around the wedges, I think it's going to be so helpful for the understanding for people. And I think people are going to get that gapping more correct in that end of the bag. I know they're not the first ones to do it, but I do like that they've incorporated that into the new models of G430. Three things I hate. Hate's probably a strong word. I actually don't think the clubs have that best look on the shelf. I don't think they're going to jump out at you. So even though there's this technology that's very clearly different in the back of the club head, because of that, I think there's not a lot of branding on it. So when you look at it, you don't know, it doesn't shout G430. So that's one thing I just don't think it is great. I think price for a lot of people is going to be quite high. So I haven't actually seen the prices of these yet, what kind of real retail at, but I'd imagine they're going to be a bit higher than G425 was when that first came out. And this is more of a personal preference, but I've never really liked the notch taken out of the hosel of the Ping clubs. It's still there in G430, it's something I've never really liked. I do understand why it's there, it's aerodynamic really, but I just think with so many brands that don't do it, is there really a need to take a big chunk out of the bottom of the club like that? I don't know. But that's just my preference. Tell me what you think in the comments below. So there you have it guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, smash that like button down below. It really does help the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel because there's loads more G430 content coming up. I'm going to go through the whole range from drivers through to hybrids, and I'm also going to throw in some comparison videos in there, compare it to the previous models, and we'll see how it stacks up. Would I buy them? Yes, I think I would. I think Ping as a brand, you can always get behind. They're very solid clubs. They're definitely going to do a great job for a lot of people. If you're in the market for a new set of clubs, you can't look past Ping G430 this year. Like I said, look out for my videos in the next few weeks. Loads more content coming. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly.